I recently taught a class, an awareness through movement, Feldenkrais-based class that got into how babies learn to crawl. And I got some feedback from that class. A woman told me that it created a pain in her lower back and her hip. Well, that's quite understandable because what we were on our belly, we were on our bellies and our elbows. We had to move the pelvis and drag the knee up and then drag the other knee up. So we were on our knees like a baby learning to crawl. That's a hard movement. So what caused the problem? Was it in the lower back or the hip? I kind of think maybe not. You see, in the body, there are places that are hypomobile. That means they don't move much. They've just gotten lost. They don't know how to move easily. They're tight, they're restricted. And there are places that are hypermobile. That means they compensate by moving too much. So we're doing this class and we're dragging one knee up and we're dragging the other. And that's a hard movement. My guess is that something higher up the spine didn't know how to participate in that movement. And that's you would call that hypomobile. It doesn't really move, and has to be retrained, has to be refelt to come into movement again, to be part of the whole movement. And that's the point of these awareness through movement classes, where you're really discovering, you're really curious about, well, what happens here when I do this? What happens here? You're gradually retraining the whole body to participate easily. So that's my take on what caused her the lower back pain. Now, as far as I know, it has resolved in just a couple of days, but I wanted to get back to her and give her this point of view. Because then you go to the next class, you're a little more attentive to feeling what goes on here, to taking your time and to looking for other connections. So it's a concept, hypermobile, very mobile. For some people, it is the pelvis and the lower back. Hypomobile, doesn't move much. For a lot of people, that's the ribs, the shoulders, and the neck. It's different for each person. Sometimes it's more on one side than the other. There are a lot of situations that go on, but you gradually train that differently by going very slowly and paying lots of attention. So I hope that's helpful. It's another way to look at things. Thank you.